There is a vitality, a life force, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all of time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium and be lost. The world will not have it. It is not your business to determine how good it is, not how it compares with other expression. It is your business to keep it yours clearly and directly to keep the channel open. Martha Graham. So to properly identify and show the dynamics of the movement of creativity and creative energy between and across the depicted layers, which are self, group, and the system, we have to first look and make sure we understand how it happens with just one individual. So from there we have imagination, we have preparation as first, then imagination, the development, and finally the action. So this happens sort of like this, in a little wheel or a gear. And this is our first lens for the diagram we're going to wind up showing, that shows how the processing happens on an individual layer, and the connectivity between the individual processing is sort of like binoculars or lenses, and how they need to focus together. And even if they don't focus directly on the same thing, as long as they're both sort of trying to align, there will be some sort of clarity, which often doesn't happen with some of the things we deal with today. But I believe in projects and in the team atmosphere, we should be able to do so. So this is the first, and this is depicted twice. So we're going to go ahead and move this over. So from here, we have these little pieces of the POVs. We can call these the project managers. We can call these the implementers. There's lots of different ways that can be depicted depending on how your full scope is, or what you're trying to show for the full scope. So from here, we would have what we're trying to ideate. So what is the actual thing? What are we doing here? And then from there, it's our prototype or our brainstorming. And then we go into our first review or critique. And then that's when we try to iterate. So that's where we connect to our first lens. This is where we try to make connections with our creativity. And once we try to iterate, that's what spins things into motion. So once we have that first sort of momentum loop there, that's what spins both sets of POVs, or everyone's POV, into it. From there, we have these two different momentum pieces working together, but then we come out of this on the other side somehow. And again, it's an opportunity, and it's called refine. From here, we have the final draft. And then from there, final critique. And then deploy. Depending what we're moving into on all of this, we will either deploy and improve and ideate again, or we will just deploy and then go back to the start with a new project. But ultimately, these gives us goggles or sunglasses or Jackie O shades. Let me know what you think.